totalitarian infrastructure in this nation. We are a police state. I hate that. I don't like that. But it will be turned to bear on those that riot. No good crisis will go to waste. You got to stay out of the way if this happens. You got to keep your head down while it's raging. And you got to be prepared when it's over to fight to take back the liberty that we'll be taking during it going on. And if you're not ready for that, we're going to give away something that, to me, is the most precious thing a human being can own, which is their liberty. To me, if you ask me what the most valuable thing in the world is, it's not gold and silver. It's not even food. It's the right to eat, to breathe, to walk, to own, to do as we choose, to be free, to truly be free. I've said this on the show a lot, but if I put you into a mansion on an 80-acre estate with everything you could want to amuse yourself, and whatever hobbies you have or enjoyment you have, and a constant supply of servants and food, and everything you could think of to make it a utopia, but around it was a 50-foot fence with barbed wire on the top, and I said you could have anything you want here, we'll bring you anything you want, we'll leave if you leave you alone, we'll provide you with anything, either company or peace, and you can have anything you want. The first thing you would say is what Sky Pilot's saying, let me out, because it's not freedom, it's not liberty. And one of the big things that we need to start asking ourselves again about our government is it right that they do this? We need to start having the conversation that people had in the early 1800s, whenever there was a law, whether you were liberal or conservative or, whatever you identified yourself as, didn't matter. The first question we said is, are they allowed to do this? Because even if I think they should, if they're not allowed to do this, if the Constitution doesn't say this, then they shouldn't be doing this. We need to start asking that question again. I know I kind of went off from where your question was, but getting back there a little bit, there is a definite opportunity, a definite possibility that in the future we could see riots in the streets. We could see martial law. Be prepared to protect what you have. If you live near a big town or a big city, be prepared to get out. Have an evacuation plan. And even if you live somewhere where you think you're safe, you better have a way to defend yourself, because I'll tell you what, the downside of being out and away from everything is you'll stay away from the totalitarianism, but the honorable people in law enforcement, they're not going to be there to help you. You're going to be on your own to a large degree. Because most of the troops are going to be called up and sent into the places where the big breakdowns are. And that puts a real opportunity for harm to come to you elsewhere. So I don't talk about the tactical aspects of life sometimes, but I'll tell you what, you got to think that way. Even sometimes when it's scary, even when you don't want to, be prepared to protect yourself. Be prepared to protect your family, and it doesn't really matter if it's hyperinflation or anything else that causes it. The day that the systems aren't there for you anymore, brother, you better be ready to take care of yourself. And I'll open the mic up now and see if there's any final words from our moderators or things like that. But I think I'm pretty well done for the night, folks. That's been an hour and 10 minutes, and I'd love to do this again sometime.
Well, thanks very much, Jack. It's just been an absolute pleasure having you in the room. At one point, there was, about 105 people in this room. Great event, great information. I just encourage everybody to make sure that you tune in to Jack's podcast, the survivalpodcast.com. If you don't already know about it, just go ahead and, type that into your browser, the survivalpodcast.com.
I'm sorry, Go Trot, that wasn't meant for you.
And I just wanted to, once again, thank you so much, Jack, for attending. What a great talk. I got a lot out of it. I know everybody else did. I also want to thank William Haddocks, who is the owner of the room. His name is Lucky43113, owner of the room, and thanks to Mike Price, who is Southern Liberty in the room, and Mike has actually recorded tonight's broadcast, and he'll be posting that on YouTube, so thanks very much for that, Mike. And great evening. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Thanks for the wonderful questions. And I guess for the people who are in the room and they just want to talk amongst themselves, let's just stay in the room. This was a 24/7 room, and the Gold and Silver room on Pal Talk is a great place to hang out and discuss things like survival, and it is mostly about gold and silver, but you can really discuss any other related topic, just what we've been discussing tonight, actually. And go ahead and become a member of this room. It doesn't take too long. You just go up to where it says become a member on the room's homepage there, and join the room. Become a member of this room. It's a fabulous room, 24/7, great information, networking with like-minded people, great sense of community. And Jack, if you're still here, if you have a final word or anything like that, I'll just leave the mic open. If not, we'll just continue with the night.
Yeah, I do. I was going to say this earlier, and I got caught up in it all passionate and everything, like I always do. And it's been great being here. I just dropped into the chat room. I'm going to set up a discount code for my member support brigade. It's $50 a year. One benefit alone is worth the $50. It's about 20 videos there that are available nowhere else. I know it sounds like a commercial, but hey, we all got to eat. There is a tremendous amount of discounts from a lot of supporting vendors, and I'm adding new vendors all the time for all types of things that you prepare with. So it definitely pays itself back, but I'm going to do a discount code. It'll take me a second to set up when I'm done here. You'll get your first year for $25 using PayPal to pay, and you can cancel at any time in the next year, so you don't have the renewal if you don't want it, but I think most people will keep it. I really believe that what I've put together there is worth far more than I asked for it. Just a real quick thing for people that may not be familiar with me. When I started the show 2.5 years ago, there was one person listening to it, me. Today, there's about 15,000 people a day listening to it. It is the way that I make my living, and the Members Brigade is how I earn my income there. And when I got about 3 to 4 months into the show, I had people sending me donations by PayPal. They would find out my PayPal email from one way or another, just send me money. And I sent the money back. I never have taken a donation for the show. I put the program together so I could turn it into a business, and I made a determination right from the first day that anytime I took money from people, I would give them more than that back. I think at $25, it's insane. Vic from Safe Castle is one of the supporting vendors. He has a discount club. It's $29 a year. He gives that away for free to any member, so that right there covers it. So there's your link to find out more about it and what you get out of it. And other than that, though, let me just say thank you. This is one of the most intelligent group of people I've ever met in my life. I know sometimes I may have sounded tonight like I was in opposition or I disagreed, or maybe I was coming down on somebody hard. It's only because I love people. It's only because I love what I do. And it's only because I believe so much in the research that I've done for almost 3 years now and what I've learned. And it's only because I've seen so many people hurt by things that seem like simple answers. And instead of thinking and going deep and digging deep in themselves, they try a simple answer, and 2 or 3 years from now, they're in a world of hurt, and I don't want that for anybody. If I didn't care about people, if I didn't love people, if it wasn't important to me that everybody have what they really want, I couldn't get on the air every single day and do what I do for an hour a day, most of the time all by myself. So please take what I had to say tonight to heart, and please believe one thing above all else: you can have what you want. It's just up to you to make it happen. Sometimes it's really difficult to do, but there's always a way. Ask yourself the question every day: how can I get closer to what I want? Ask the question long enough, you'll find the answers. Thank you for having me tonight.
Jack, we appreciate you being here also, and I'm sure this is going to be talked about and discussed for a good while. And I would like to take advantage of one thing, because I've got the mic here, and it's not a really, I'd really like to ask you a question maybe that maybe would just take maybe 30 to 45 seconds as your response. But it's not a question for me, myself, but I think everybody would like to hear such a question asked. Jack, yourself, is there anything out there that may be coming that you are looking for, maybe a cue that you're looking for to tell you, yes, here it is. It's happening. We're in for big problems.
And if you wanted to ask me what my biggest concern is, the one thing that I'm really the most concerned with happening, rather than a sign, I think it'd be an easier thing for that is I'm actually most concerned with, and I'm most worried about long term happening to us, is going to be pandemic, some sort of disease or virus or bacteria that runs amok. And I think that all of these other things that we have in this precarious thing held in check, like holding back inflation and holding back a propensity for civil disobedience and all, I think that could be the thing that unclogs the work. And it's I mean, here's the thing about disease, man. A disease doesn't care how rich you are. It doesn't care how prepared you are. It doesn't care anything about you other than infecting you and making you sick or killing you. And no one is immune from it. We see very famous, very wealthy people with the access to the best medical care all the time die of things like cancers and other diseases. So we know that no one's immune to it. And that's the big one. And that's the thing I'd keep an eye on. Now, I would also be careful of hysteria there. With the swine flu thing, those that were listening to my show back then know that when it first broke, I said, not sure yet, let's keep an eye on this, let's be calm. And 2 days into it, when everybody was still freaking out, I said, this is crap, this is all nonsense, they're overplaying this, they're going to do it for about 3 weeks, it'll start to wane after that, you'll still hear about it for about 4 or 5 months, and then everybody will realize it was complete crap. So be careful with that one, but that's the big thing that I'm concerned with right now. That's the thing that I can see that would push us over, and it doesn't have to be, something that wipes out 200 million people worldwide to push us off the edge. If we look at what happened during the fake panic of the swine flu, what if it was just, I don't know, 5 times worse than the average flu? What would that have done to the global economy? We're in a very dangerous position right now. Disease is my biggest concern. I don't know if that's what you were really looking for, but that's the one that I'm really, really concerned with.
That's fine, Jack. And Jack, again, we appreciate you being here. And as soon as you leave the room, I'll take the dots off of everybody, or the candy apples.
All right, I'm out, man. Thanks a lot. You guys have a great evening.